So as promised, I'm back with another video to show you what I'm going to be using with my 5th and 2nd grader for these group subjects. I shared what I'm using with each one individually in separate videos. So go ahead and check those out if you want to see the core subjects. So for history, we are sticking with History Quest. We are moving on to Middle Times. I actually had planned for us to get through this last school year, but instead we went back to our early times curriculum and dove in deeper into some of the civilizations we learned about, especially Greece and Rome. The boys were so interested by that. So we went ahead and did that instead. This one, we usually do one chapter a week, and I love that it is broken up by day. Like, it gives you a suggested schedule, which we don't follow, but it helps me kind of organize the days that I'm going to cluster together. So usually we'll do like day 1 and day 2 together, and then the other 3 days another time, the second day. And then if we do need some extra time, then we'll go ahead and add a third day. But it is really simple to follow. Now, I do have some of these unit studies by Little School of Smiths that correlate with what we are going to be learning in Middle Times. I think the only one that we're going to be using this school year is the Vikings unit. So I have that printed out. I've accumulated these throughout the years, and finally we get to use it. So I have that available. So we're probably going to spend more than 1 week, definitely spend more than 1 week on this unit. So we're going to pause our Middle Times curriculum to dive into this one, just because it's got a lot of fun crafts that I know the boys will really like. So I have that printed out, ready to go. Again, that is for my 5th and 2nd graders. And then I also have this cities book. Alex from Homeschool of Bel Air shared it in her Instagram stories, and I was so intrigued by it. I know my boys will really enjoy it. She is using this book as part of her social studies curriculum, I think by Torchlight. So it is broken up into several books that she shared. So I did get a couple of them, even though I'm not using the full Torchlight curriculum. I thought these would be really good resources. So I got that. And then for science, I am using this big fat everything you need to know about science work little book here. And I am just pulling from these chapters, these units, and creating our own unit studies from what I found on YouTube, on Teachers Pay Teachers, different books, and that sort of thing. So I picked out what we want to do this school year. I've added it all to my yearly plans, but I've only gone ahead and organized and printed everything I need for the first 6 weeks, since that is what goes in our work binders, which I will talk to you about in a separate video. But I find this resource so useful. Now, do keep in mind that this is for middle-aged school kids, so use at your own discretion. I do usually add little post-its on here so the kids know which pages to flip through during each unit so they don't, go rogue. So I do have this here, and that's what we're going to be using for science. And then I also have this biomes book, which again is part of the curriculum that Alex shared over on her Instagram stories. And I think she also has a YouTube video on it. But this is used by the Torchlight curriculum. And then I got this extreme science experiments to go along with some of the units that we're going to be doing for science. These were really fun. I got this from 5 and Below a couple years ago, and we have flipped through it, but we haven't really done much in here. So we're excited to get to that. And then also this energy power, a bunch of more experiments to do, again, for some of the units that we will be covering in science. And this traveling the world unit study, this is going to be for my 5th grader, but I wanted to share with you here in case you are, looking for something to do as a group subject. But my 5th grader wanted something like this, so I found this. Now, we are not going to do the whole curriculum. I am literally just grabbing the student workbook, and he's just going to do little research projects, one country a week on his own. We're not doing the whole thing, which includes a lot, but really useful if you're looking for something to use with the whole family. So that's what we'll be using this school year. And let me know if we're using any of the same stuff. I'll see you guys on the next one.